Tonight, the wait is over. It's the last night of the qualifying round as the world's greatest robots duke it out for their chance to advance. One of the most feared builders in Gary's War history enters the arena with a deadly new design. And the reigning champion steps back into the box in the hunt of championship number 2. With the round of 32 just around the corner, tensions are rising. It's all coming up tonight on BashBots.
Hello everybody and welcome back to BashBots. I'm your host Dominus Ignis and tonight it is the third and final night of the qualifying round. 48 robots started out 2 episodes ago and so far 16 have moved on to the next round and 16 will have to fight again. Tonight our final 16 robots will step into the arena in a bid to move on. They're all competing for this, the giant wrench, and hope to etch their name in the history books as the BashBots Season 3 champion. Taking a look at our fight card, we can see a night full of action ahead. Kicking off the night from the builder of Amethyst, Amber makes its BashBots debut, facing off against GoldenEye, coming from the builder of Outlaw Evo. After that, the successor of Type 18 steps into the arena in the form of Type 29, taking on the upgraded Slapshot. The third fight of the night will see the defending champion Polis take on Waluigi Time Machine, and after that, in the final fight of the night, Glacier 3 will face off against Waveripper from the builder of GT Nihon. It's time to get things going and we're going to jump into our first match of the night between Amber and GoldenEye. Let's meet the teams.
Amber, vertical spinner.
One of the strongest machines in the field. You've got to fear it, especially if you're going to do that.
In Season 1 and 2, Sploodle made deep tournament runs with Amethyst, making it to the semi-finals and quarter-finals. This year he has decided to go with a new design, a 6-wheel drive vertical spinner. Having huge success in tournaments coming up to this season, Amber comes into this tournament as one of the favourites to take home the giant wrench.
This is my robot for this season. It's called Amber. After the failure last season with Amethyst, didn't go to plan, kind of lost. So I thought this season, bring the successor. It's now orange. It's got a vertical. Hopefully do a little bit better.
GoldenEye reloaded. Spinner.
Solar steps back into the ring after 2 unsuccessful campaigns, failing to win a fight in either previous season. This year, also going with a vertical spinner design, he will be hoping to claim his first victory, but beating Amber will be a big ask.
This season I'm competing with GoldenEye Reloaded. Last season I was with Outlaw Evo, which was a successor to Spinny Boy from the first season, and I did about as bad. For this season, with GoldenEye, I have much more higher expectations. I think it's probably one of the best bots built in a long time. But with my first round matchup being what is hyped up to be best robot in the tournament, I'm hesitant. But I'll do what I can and just hope that I have the best wedge.
Alright then, show of hands everyone. Who likes high stats? Because that's exactly what we have for you in this one. Amber comes to us from Sploodle, who you may remember as the one behind the total monster that was Amethyst from the last 2 seasons. A quarter and a semi-finalist in the past, Amber has so much to live up to. And with the joint highest weapon stats in the competition, and the highest defense stats in BashBots history, it looks set to do just that. In the other corner is GoldenEye Reloaded. Sickle's third attempt at a win in BashBots certainly seems like it can manage it. Having fought in the past with Spinny Boy and Outlaw Evo, the experience is undeniably there. but the stats aren't anywhere near as high as Amber, so let's hope we can get the lucky shot it needs so that it can live to die another day.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square from England, with more components than there are stars in the freaking universe, it's Amber!
And first out is Amber, the successor to Amethyst, a 2-time finisher in the top 8, so a strong veteran of BashBots. This time they're coming out with a new massive vertical spinner and the name of my cat. That won't get confusing.
In the blue square from the USA, no, it's not a remake of the Nintendo 64 game, it's GoldenEye Reloaded!
And against the cat is GoldenEye Reloaded. Previously had Spinny Boy and Outlaw Evo. Here's an exhibition match. Vertical spinner for them too. This machine and team looking for a win on BashBots.
Well, the plan for this fight, we're both big vertical spinners, well, big-ish. Hopefully just spin up, try, hopefully be a slightly better driver, get around the sides, and maybe just outward him, see how it goes. Got 6 fields, he's only got like 4. Do the maths.
Alright, so for the strategy, it's really a vert versus vert fight is really difficult to calculate. It really just comes down to wedging. So I just need to hope that I have the better wedge. I can keep my front point at him at all costs. Because if he gets around to the rear sides, then I'm pretty much
Two very dangerous weapons. This one could be a catastrophe. Yeah, get it? It's time to retire the cat jokes already.
Vert on vert action here in BashBots, and up goes GoldenEye Reloaded already. Oh, good response though.
Hey, but a strong response though. Amber is the first to go onto its back.
Lose one of its front wedges, GoldenEye Reloaded, but it really has responded well since that opening exchange. And Amber has to steady itself and then delivers a great attack of its own. Fantastic start.
Oh, that's tearing away the back and front of GoldenEye Reloaded, all of a sudden forced itself right once again. Amber has landed less hits overall, but the one
oh,
been much more meaningful. As it blows GoldenEye Reloaded into pieces.
fucking hell.
What half of that machine is the one that was meant to be active of GoldenEye? It has literally been split in half. Oh my word.
Wow. They call him James Bond. I don't think any part of that machine is bonded together anymore. It leaves in a million pieces. Amber has taken one of the most destructive knockouts of the tournament so far.
Winning by absolute destruction, Amber moves on to the round of 32 with one of the best performances we have seen so far. It's time for the second fight of the night, where Type 29 and Slapshot will face off in the arena. Let's meet the teams.
Type 29, BashBots.
After making it to the round of 16 before falling to Tenderlove, Moonset returns this season with an upgraded vertical spinner. Boasting one of the lowest wedges in the competition and enjoying success outside of BashBots, he will be looking to take a few steps further towards the wrench this season.
Slapshot. Flipper.
In Season 2, Mr. BK and his robot Slapshot went through the pre-tournament qualifiers but came up short, not making it into the main tournament. This season's upgraded Slapshot was accepted straight into the tournament, coming in with heavy armor to defend against spinners and a more powerful flipper. Type 29 should prove to be a worthy first matchup.
In the red square from China. I don't know if it's all that different from last year's one, but it has a new number anyway. It's Type 29! In the blue square from England, it's a 110-kilogram killing machine, but it's still less dangerous than an ice hockey match. It's Slapshot!
I've got no fucking clue what I'm gonna do against Type 29. I faced it a couple times in non-BashBots stuff with a horizontal, and I've never been able to beat him. So maybe I might be able to flip him out. I don't know. I'm probably gonna be in pieces in like 10 seconds.
The pre-match interviews might be putting all our focus onto Slapshot, but Type 29 is the favourite here. Let's see what it can do.
Well, Type 29 certainly coming across the cold and calculated type in those pre-battle interviews. Will that weapon be deadly too? A shard goes off early there from Slapshot.
Slapshot certainly looks cold with that colour scheme, but calculating was the hit from Type 29, throwing it onto its back and immediately winning the wedge game. Slapshot's starting to come apart there.
Not promising against a weapon like this! And Slapshot is slapped up into the air. Another clever self-right, but it's going to have to do more than that if it wants to have a chance of surviving here against the devilish-looking Type 29.
And another grimacing blow from Type 29. Slapshot's strategy so far has only involved going head-on, which is not acceptable in this matchup. We know that it can't get under that front, and it's just going to keep taking more damage like this.
Yeah. See the fear from Slapshot here, and in that opening exchange you can see one of the front hinges next to the lifting arm of Slapshot went off, and that's not helped it ever since in this fight. Over it goes again, and although it's back onto its wheels and is largely in one piece, just worry for one big blow that could land sooner rather than later.
Slapshot lucky to get away from that one with their lives in touch. Still just skirting around, getting gently flicked over by Type 29, narrowly missing the blade once again.
The pit button is enabled. That might be Slapshot's just wild card option here. Oh, he's trying to get in behind Type 29 now, but has that? Yes! It just drew it on to take more damage! And it's just been spiraled through the air, and now the damage seems to be totting up here.
This is true. I mean, Slapshot is certainly holding up better than the likes of GoldenEye Reloaded, for example, but with 1 minute left on the clock, it feels like a matter of time. They need to go for that pitting, or at least maybe even execute the first flip. But Type 29 is getting ready to head to the checkout and take the shopping home here.
Temporarily underneath that broad wedge of Type 29, but again, when can it get a flip in? It's so hard to time if you're scared of the weaponry you're against, because one little miscalculation and you could be blown to pieces. 30 seconds to play, and something desperate does need to happen here for Slapshot if it is going to progress. Can it happen though?
Yeah, their strategy has not involved the pit whatsoever. They're on the total opposite end of the arena. And, you know, we're at that point in the match where even if Type 29 randomly died, there wouldn't be enough time for a count-out. Is there going to be a late effort? It doesn't look like it's going to be the case. In fact, Type 29 is only getting even more opportunities to finish this one by knockout. But it doesn't quite happen. But another punishing blow to end on.
Well, that is one of the most one-sided matches I think we'll see in the qualifying round, as Slapshot ends up on his back there.
But out of pure necessity, we will be heading to a judge's decision. It is not a question of who won, it is a question of whether it can be not just a unanimous decision, but a full point sweep. Can you give Slapshot points for anything here? Durability isn't going to count in the battle in this arena.
The judges' results are in! The winner by unanimous decision is Type 29!
And taking the judge's decision, Type 29 moves on to the next round and Slapshot will have to fight again, but he did demonstrate excellent durability which should come in handy. It's time for the third fight of the night as the defending champion steps into the arena to take on Waluigi Time Machine.
From Ireland, Polis, Waveripper.
Polis again underneath! Spiraling flip! And Polis has done it!
After winning 4 of 5 fights by out of the arena and taking the championship, Kroger and Polis come into this season as the robot to beat. This year the robot mainly just has internal upgrades and a more powerful flipper, so it will be interesting to see if the design still holds up. Winning this fight would give Polis the record for all-time wins in BashBots.
New Super Waluigi Time Machine Revengeance 4 Deluxe Definitive Edition.
In Season 2, Nintendo Star and Waluigi Time Machine failed to qualify for the main tournament. Upgraded from an axe to a vertical bar spinner, Waluigi Time Machine will be looking to deal out more damage this time around.
In the red square, from Ireland, it's to try hard for a test flip, it's Polis! In the blue square, from the USA, only recommended for tennis and golf use, it's new Super Waluigi Time Machine Revengeance 4 Deluxe Definitive Edition! Jesus Christ.
There's not really much of a plan going into this fight, and we're just gonna flip him around a bit and see how it goes. His robot's quite round, so it probably won't get stuck very easily. It should just roll back over. So we might have to go and flip him out of the arena.
Waluigi's plan this round is to get behind the robot of my opponent and cut off his wheels with my powerful new spinner. I just have to be better at it. And maybe cut his brake lines? I don't know. I have to think about that one.
Polis versus new Super Waluigi Time Machine Revengeance 4 Deluxe Definitive Edition. I now have no time to say anything else.
Yes, well, for the sake of us being able to say something in this fight, we will now, from here on in, call it Waluigi's hat! And it could have been out just as quickly as we'd started there. Our champion really getting in early on there.
Waluigi hat, we're seeing it more from the back than the front at the moment. There's less of a hat right now and more some kind of purple igloo, but it's been thrown forward right into the grinder.
Well, one-sided opening 30. I think it might be a one-sided next 30 as well, if we'll even get 30. Waluigi's hat suspended, and everything is falling off it here as well. The countdown begins. Could that be a very easy way for Polis to open up its defense? Yes, it can. Wow.
I think Waluigi hat just wasn't invited. Sound familiar, Waluigi fans? Well, certainly something that was inviting was that front of Waluigi hat to let Polis straight underneath to just launch it into the corner and then seemingly want to secure their ticket to the fight. Polis just dealt with this one as swiftly as they could. A huge launch put the Waluigi hat onto the grinders. Off came those weird exhaust thingy on the back things, and it was all said and done.
And winning by a knockout, Polis secures its spot in the round of 32 and takes the record for all-time wins. Now we're going to show you how 4 more teams made it into the round of 32. First up, the owner of Gary's Wars, Robo Bowler, faced off against Sag7 and Stripes with his robot Mars. The lifter of stripes was not much of a challenge for the flipper,
Mars is dominating this fight right now.
and after a couple of attempts, Mars quickly flipped stripes out of the arena, winning by knockout.
Flip out of the box.
Next up, from the builder of Corruption, Cool Speedbot and Cyberstorm faced off against Geo and Arachnid. The fight didn't last long. Cyberstorm started out the fight aggressively, getting a string of flips on his opponent, but a misflip was all Arachnid needed, striking Cyberstorm while the flipper was open. When the flipper attempted to self-right, the flipper locked open from the damage sustained and he was counted out.
And Cyberstorm is stuck, and it looks like this is going to be a knockout.
The third fight saw the Gary's Wars legend Mr. Kinch, one of the original creators, step into the arena with the oldest robot in the competition in ETA. He faced off against Double and Blazo Discus, who came through the pre-tournament qualifiers. Unfortunately, ETA's legendary Stannis was not able to help it through the fight, as Blazo Discus controlled the pace of the match, not letting his opponent get a single flip.
Blazerdisc is in full control of this fight right now.
The vertical spinner won the fight by a judge's decision and moves on to the round of 32. The final fight saw Mystic and the upgraded Firewave take on Nick Dusty Owl and his flipper bot Ace 5. Unfortunately for Firewave, it was not able to demonstrate its upgrades properly as it nearly instantly got stuck in the drums and jammed them up. And unable to get down, it was counted out, with Ace 5 moving on to the round of 32.
And that's a massive upset and a huge win for Ace 5.
It's time for the final fight of the night and of the qualifying round. Waveripper will face off against Glacier Free in the BashBots, so let's meet the teams.
Waveripper Spinner.
After previously using a drum spinner in Season 1 and 2, Jola has decided to go down a new path with his horizontal disc spinner, Waveripper. Enjoying quite a bit of success outside of BashBots with the robot, he will be looking to make a deep tournament run this season.
Glacier Free Flipper.
So far, Jason and Glacier have endured 2 winless seasons. This season, the philosophy of the robot has changed, now with a front hinge flipper and much tougher armor. Will this finally be the season where Glacier wins a fight? Waveripper won't give it an easy fight, but anything can happen.
In the red square, from England! Where exactly is the front of this machine supposed to be? It's Waveripper!
So Waveripper, the brand new machine from a familiar face, the homegrown talent, has abandoned the cars of GT1 and GT Nihon to instead bring this more familiar design but with an extremely terrifying spinner.
In the blue square, from Indonesia! The quicker it wins, the lesser it'll melt! It's Glacier 3!
Front hinge flipper route for it this time, and stronger armour are its promises. We'll see how that comes about in the arena. Here's Season 2 with its more sloped, sleek design. Now it looks beefier, bulkier, and will it be better? We'll see from Glacier.
As far as I'm aware, Bowman Ace, the builder of Clank in the previous 2 seasons, helped with this other robot, so that's worrying. It's going to be a very tough thing to damage if that's the case. My only hope really is to try and do some very good driving, get around the sides of him, because that's a fat wedge at the front that I'm not too sure I can bite easily.
For Waveripper, this is going to be one hell of a durability test, especially with the new updates of better durability. But I'm going to try to approach his spinner a bit slowly, but I will rush him whenever his spinner is down. My main worry is that he might hit my top flipper mat, and that's not as durable as the wedge. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
So, will it be a blue storm for Waveripper, or is Glacier going to bring the second Ice Age to the BashBots arena?
Well, this really does look like it could be an intriguing matchup. We've got two experienced BashBots teams here with two new type of machines, and Glacier is the one that is flung over, and it's the one with the flipper on it.
But this is unexpected from Waveripper, using that back end for pushing with quite a bit of success, and then bringing the spinner around for a backhand hit. Clearly not so weak on the back end after all, Waveripper.
Clever stuff early on from Waveripper. A couple of nice hits, a couple of good pushes. Glacier trying to line up a good little lift over, and that was a good fling. And now Waveripper is spiralling around and back over thanks to that Shremek arm. Good stuff.
Confident stuff from Waveripper. Glacier showing no fear with that flipper. They're firing it right into the disc of Waveripper, and it is working out at present. They somehow turn this around into a giant knockout.
What an attack that was! Wow.
That was lucky.
No, that was a nice flip. Very nice.
Well, Glacier showing they were absolutely right to show no fear with that weapon. Most front hinge flippers, they'd be too afraid to fire it straight into the spinner out of fear that their weapon's going to get torn off entirely. But they snuck around the back end of Waveripper, threw it towards the arena wall, and then with the absolute perfection, slotting the letter into the letterbox.
Claiming their first victory in BashBots and winning by out of the arena, Glacier pulls off the upset against Waveripper and secures their spot in the round of 32. Tonight we've seen our last 8 robots move on to the round of 32 and 8 robots get sent into the wildcard rumbles. Tune in next time when our losers battle it out in the wildcard rumbles and we set the field for the round of 32. From all of us here at BashBots, we thank you so much for watching and we hope you enjoyed the show. Until next time, good night.
Next time on BashBots, it's the Wildcard Rumbles. A last chance to make it into the bracket. A last chance to impress the selection committee. And a rumble between 3 Gary's War legends. It's all coming up next time on BashBots.